Yeah, we just need to put down more accumulators. The more accumulators we have, the longer the post-lightning power boom lasts. So how are accumulator production going? It's not going great, but it's not the fault of any machine. It's just the fault of I don't have enough production. Get then another one. We definitely don't need this. Let's start deleting some of our recipes that we're not going to need. Yeah, I don't even think I brought the blueprint book. The blueprint book. Oh my god. The blueprint book with me. I did not bring the blueprint book with me. Who would have thought that would have been such a tongue twister? I did not bring the blueprint book with me. Oh, that's a ruin apparently. I thought that was a tree. There's no, like, organic matter on this planet. This planet's completely dead. So whatever happened here was obviously not very nice. Some very nasty things happened on this planet, I suspect. Like nuclear annihilation or something? Maybe, who knows? It almost feels like that. So electrolytes is still a bit of an issue, but... So as the lightning strikes keep happening, look, we can watch in real time as the accumulators charge up from the lightning strikes. Look, whenever there's a lightning strike, the power goes up. It's so good. So the goal for this planet is you want the accumulator power to last throughout the whole night to the next day. If you can successfully do that, then you have won. Yeah, I've just realized this, like, whole setup here, like the oil that I've set up, is completely screwed now because it's just boxed in by all this stuff. Oh my god. I do it to myself every time, don't I? Alright, we got 2 accumulator makers. Making not many holmium plates, but it is what it is. Now, the biggest thing that's sad is I can't connect this base with the rest of the factory. I could get it to connect, so I can get this base to reach a base if I put it on this corner. It would reach, but the problem is when it's nighttime, if the robots are traveling across this gap, they're completely unprotected. There's nothing I can do to protect the robots, so they just die. I lost 2 robots, and then I was like, nah, I need to stop doing this. I'm just wasting machines. How are things going on Norbis anyway? Does it feel like everything's being done so slowly? Do we have a power shortage here? No, we have plenty of power. How's pollution? Pollution is real bad. Okay. Because we're still launching rockets. We're launching tons of rockets. Basically every, like, possible opportunity we're launching rockets. But we don't have low-density structures. This is what's causing us to have a backlog. They're not being made fast enough. Interesting. It's not blue circuits anymore. Blue circuits was the problem for the longest time. Now it's low-density structures. Other than that, looks like everything else is going pretty good. Yeah. Everything looks like it's going pretty good. The train is having the time of its life. Uranium is still being mined somehow, even after all this time. Let's tag some stuff for destruction. Or rather, decommissioning. It's not destruction. They're being decommissioned. They're not being destroyed. It's a huge difference. How's this base going up here? Oh my god. I'm guessing these are all full. Yeah. Because that's the thing, I don't think we really need the, Yeah, I don't think this section actually does anything anymore, because we fixed the problem with the green circuits, so we actually don't need these anymore. They don't actually do anything. So all that effort that I put into fixing that stuff has just gone completely to waste. It is what it is. It was worth it when we did it. Okay, so how's the platform going? Is it nearly full? No, we still need quite a bit more. So bring up another 25 of these. We need the oil stuff. We need some more of the other components. Then we need to send it to Vulcanus to start getting some of the other stuff. So there's still quite a lot left to do. Left to stockpile for before we'd even consider traveling to Gleba. But realistically, we can go home whenever we want. That's not the problem. As far as I can tell with these machines, it looks like we're producing enough electrolytes that it's not an issue. I think we're producing like literally just enough. So we could probably use even another electrolyte machine, but I don't know if I can afford to keep putting these down. How quick does this stuff get smelted? My goodness. Where can I fit through here? There we go. Even with all these machines, it's because we don't have enough holmium ore. Right. Well, I say we keep putting down accumulators. Let's get this power supply under wraps. Under wraps? Is that the right word? I feel like when you keep something under wraps, you're like keeping it hidden. That's not exactly what I meant. But I'm not sure exactly what word would fit there. Under wraps? Under wraps isn't it. It's not under wraps. Under control? I don't think it's under control either. I could put down another set there, that's fine. Alright, cool. So those are going to be built over time. Holmium solution is now the problem. It's just the fact that we don't have any ore. So all the ore is being taken away. Is there no better way to get holmium ore? Yeah, it looks like it is just from recycling. I mean, one solution is to increase the recycling output. We can do that. We can make that happen. Where are we going to put this, though? We can put it down here. Roboport here. power there. Alright, well now we've got this all sort of set up. How do I reverse? Shift and left click to cancel it. Okay, there we go. It was just annoying me that it was telling me that there was, like, stuff that I wanted to destroy, which I did not want to destroy, in fact. Alright, well, as far as I'm concerned, there's not really that much else we can... Oh! The scrap is getting a little thin. There we go, we've discovered Galeba. So, we don't unlock anything new immediately. Farming. So it's a mine iron stromatolite. A rocky formation caused by iron bacteria. Okay, and that unlocks agricultural tower. Heating tower is from copper stromatolite, which is just power production, it looks like. Generates heat from chemical fuels with high efficiency. So this is how we get power on the planet. It's similar to nuclear. Heating tower. Generates heat from chemical fuels with very high efficiency. Accepted fuel, wood, coal, solid fuel. Oh, okay. So prevent freezing. Ah. A freezing wasteland. So we need to heat stuff up on Aquila. Aquilo, sorry. Interesting. Ice platform. A stable floating platform of ice. So we can build on ice? Sounds kind of dangerous. Ammonia rocket fuel. Solid fuel, water, and ammonia. A convenient use of ammonia? Oh, so is ammonia just like a shitty byproduct? And it's like, we just have to find something for ammonia to do. No, we need it for lithium. Superconductors. Oh. So we're gonna need to bring superconductors. We can make the superconductors. Oh, can we make superconductors there? Hang on, let me check. I think superconductors have, like, ordinary sort of requirements, right? No, we need holmium, so we're gonna have to ship holmium around. So by the time we get to Aquilo, we're expected to have, like, a long-distance, resource distribution. Which is a little scary to think about. Promethium Science Pack. Uses fluorocatene with fusion power cells to make plasma. What even is that? Fluorocatene. Raw. There we go. Fluorocatene. Solid fuel, lithium, fluorine, and ammonia becomes hot. And then we need to cool... Ah, so we need to cool it so it becomes more stable, I guess. And then you can use the cooled version of it. I love how Cryogenic Science Pack uses ice, that's funny. Lithium plate, which is... holmium, lithium brine, and ammonia. How do we get holmium? I have no idea. Advanced thruster fuel. I think this is just a more efficient recipes for fuel. Interesting. Yeah, Promethean Science Pack I think is the end. Like this is the be all and end all. So we can travel to the edge of the solar system. I think that's what's considered a win in Space Age. If you can reach the end of the solar system, that's like you win. Then the Shattered Planet is like, from what I can tell, it's like basically impossible to get to. It's by design. Yeah, so if I see any of the ancient lightning rods around, I should get rid of them because they don't generate power. And what they do instead is they steal electricity that I could use. Because we can't use the ancient towers. The ancient towers are, like, beyond my comprehension. Or at the very least, we can't figure out a way to get the power to go inside our network. It's just electricity. It flows through the tower, and then it goes away somehow, eventually. It is a really neat system, though. These are basically just solar farms. Alrighty, I shouldn't focus so much on Glibber. We're not there yet. I would kind of love to get extra damage. I'm gonna research this tech even though it's freaking expensive as hell. And it is one of the quote-unquote infinite techs. Atomic bomb. Increase research speed too, why not? Capacity bonus, why not? Just queue up a couple of researchers. That should be enough. Alrighty, so what is the problem? The problem is not enough holmium. So we can't make holmium solution without holmium ore. How can we get more holmium ore? We really can't. I mean, the way you get it is from scrap recycling. But it's a 1% chance. Like, the odds of actually getting any meaningful amount of it is, like... I was gonna say it's, like, next to 0. It's technically not next to 0. It's technically 1. It's 1% chance. That's what math is. Math is when numbers make sense. There's no point bringing this equipment back with me. I may as well leave it here. We definitely didn't need to bring these electric furnaces. They were beyond useless. The problem is we're just using too much of the holmium solution. Sorry, holmium ore. We're just using too much in this other base. So the only way that we can realistically fix that is by producing more. The problem is there's no easy way to produce more. I'm going to make a manual save because I haven't saved yet. At least not manually. There's no actual steps to make more. The step to make more is just use the recycler more. So it takes each recycler about 50 seconds to make one piece of holmium ore. So how many recyclers do we have on this side? We have 24. So that means we're only making... We're not even making 2 holmium ore a second. Wait. What did I say? How did I say it worked? And here's the other problem. Some of the recyclers are just full. Hang on. Let me run the math again. I think I did that wrong. It takes 50 to make 1 a second. I've got 24. So I'm making 0.48 a second. So realistically, I need another 26 recyclers to be running at full capacity for us to actually make. And some of these recyclers aren't even on scrap. Damn. There's no scraps in my scrapbook. That's for sure. Unfortunately, I have built... I built my accumulator farm on top of the other scrap pile. There's some scraps down here. It's 76k, it's not that much. And the big issue is that some of these machines are just filling up, because they're making so much other junk that we just don't use. This is definitely the place to go to get low-density structures. You can get a lot of freaking low-density structures here. So import them from Bulgora. Okay, let's ship down some more resources. So how are we looking? So we still need to bring more chemical plants. Cargo landing pads. I think I just need one more of those, right? But did I use them both? Did I send both cargo landing pads down? Why would I do such a thing? No, I sent one down. Okay, I carry two just in case, but I did only send one down, thankfully. I'm not that far gone yet. Okay, so it's another like 10, 20 rockets, and then we've got all of the resources back. And then I can send the shuttle back to Vulcanus. It's a shame that this island couldn't connect somehow with the... Like, I'm aware that eventually we'll get, trains. They can go over this. Oh, I was gonna say, what's that blue dot? It's just, it's one of their lightning attractors, the Fulgurans. It's interesting, this is like a cliff, but it's like a sewer outlet. So there was a city on this island at some point. I love this. I love stuff like this in games. As a history nerd, I love stuff like this. Like looking at these little clues and trying to figure out what happened or the story of the past, all that sort of stuff. I studied a lot of history at university, so I'm well across all this stuff. My favorite subjects, some of my favorite subjects were honestly the ancient history stuff. I mostly studied more modern stuff, but ancient history had some of the best subjects. Just learning about the ancient world is so sick. Surely that's not the intended method here. Like, the game's like, the best way to get more scrap is to go out and mine it yourself. Sorry, not, scrap. Holmium. There's no way that that's the answer. So what, do I go looking for like another island or something? I don't really know. I definitely think it pays to explore. It's a shame that we walk so slowly. Yeah, look, there's no point trying to explore. I'm not going to find anything in any, like, even reasonable amount of time, unfortunately. And yeah, 220,000 scrap here. Unfortunately, it's going to run out faster than you'd like. But it's only 50% resource drain, so technically it's... $300,000? I was trying to run the math there. I was like, huh, how does this work? I think it's 300,000 effective resources, because it's 50% less drain. So the resources last essentially twice as long. If that makes sense. I learned about this sort of math stuff from Spirit of the Law videos. He does some awesome Age of Empires content, if you guys are remotely interested in Age of Empires. I do highly recommend his videos. Even if you're not super interested in Age of Empires, if you like math, he talks a lot about maths. I know some people are really into maths. I wouldn't say I'm super into maths. I do enjoy mathematics. I did actually like maths as like a student. Which probably makes me a very odd individual, but... yeah, I think that to a large extent, quite a lot of people's interests, as much as we might not want to admit it, are heavily shaped by the educators that we have in our life. Like, if you have a really good teacher, or like even a really like subject that you don't have terribly much interest in, you'll probably still do the work. You'll still probably get things done, and you'll probably end up still having a pretty good time. But if you have a bad teacher, even for a subject that you really do enjoy, the odds are unfortunately pretty good that you might just drop it altogether. Okay, so this coal liquefaction stuff, it's ready. So if we ever do get coal here, having a nice teacher guarantees at least participation. Yes, agreed. Because even if you don't like the subject, if you at least get along with the teacher, or you like respect the teacher, you like their style, whatever, you'll at least go along with it. You'll at least be like, you know, I don't really terribly enjoy this subject, but this person makes it bearable. I think that was the case with me for like maths. I didn't really like maths is maths, right? It's busy work in many ways. But a lot of the maths teachers that I had were really good. They do their best to like make it engaging and give us some different, you know, activities instead of just doing from the textbook all the time. Some were just like, you know, do like every question in the textbook. That's your job for today. It's like, yeah, thanks, dude. And I really need you to just tell me to do that. I could have told myself to do that. But, having a really good teacher can make a big difference. That's probably why I did enjoy math, because, like, a lot of my math teachers were really good. My final 2 years of high school, my math teachers were really good. For different reasons, actually. One of them was, like, a really cool guy. He would, like, joke around with us sometimes, but he was also, like, really strict when he needed to be, so he was really good. The other one was sort of the opposite. He was, like, really relaxed, but he would always, like, push me to, like, to work harder, you know? He would see that I was done with, like, the work, and he would, like, give me some extra questions, practice papers, stuff like that. So I credit him to why I was able to do so well in math. You hated history, but the teacher was funny. That's good. Sometimes, even having, like, a funny teacher can make a big difference. Like, somebody that can at least, you know, be like, I don't really like this subject, but, you know, this person, you know, makes me smile, you know. It helps. It really does help. I'm very sad to hear that you don't like history. Pollution's fine still. I wonder why the science is so slow. I think it's like genuinely, this setup is so ancient at this point. I think I probably need to like triple or quadruple the size of this setup. This setup is so cursed, by the way. Like, just look at it. How messed up is this? It's awful. What a mess. Singapore doesn't have that much history. It's just 60, 61 years old. Oh. It was in... Oh. I don't remember. At one point, I remember looking up like a bit about Singaporean history, but... yeah, it's a relatively new country for sure. Back when you were studying history was like 20 years ago. Okay. Yeah. Singapore has some of the best, like, academic results, I think, around. If I'm not mistaken. Singapore's the envy of a lot of countries in terms of the academic results. You have no other natural resources. That's true. When you don't have natural resources, you have to innovate. You have to be creative. You have to be educated. Because you can't, like, make stuff. So you need to be the people that people want to go to when they ask you, what do I do with this? Or how do I make something valuable out of this? That's a really good point. Yeah, we're pretty much out of passive providers. It's a bit unfortunate. I could make passive providers. Am I disassembling blue chips? I wonder. I could. I don't know if I should, though. You only have your people, so you gotta ace something, yeah. That makes sense. I mean, it's a good mindset. It's better than getting to, like, this, like, self-defeating mindset of, like, you know, we don't have anything, so we'll never amount to anything. Instead saying, it's making the most of what you've got. You know? The whole, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade argument. And I can respect that. As a fellow lemon receiver. Very familiar with making lemonade. Like, I'd have a good leader. Oh, I remember reading... What's his name? Lee Hsien... Oh, I can't remember his name. Your first Prime Minister. He was Prime Minister for a long time, right? I could have said the name completely wrong, and maybe I mixed it up with somebody else, but... Lee Kuan Yew, that's it. Lee Kuan Yew. I knew it was Lee, but I didn't remember the rest of his name. I don't know who Lee Hsien is. Must be somebody else. I hope there's no other Singaporeans here. It's possible, I don't know. Ah, Lee Hsien is his son. There you go. That's where I got it from. Because I get on these, like, little, like, tangents. Like, I just get curious about something. I'm like, I want to learn more about this country. And then I just read about it for, like, a day or two. And then I keep it all in my vault of my head. And then I just randomly pull it out when I'm streaming. Yeah, there we go. I knew there was a Lee Hsien. I'm probably saying it completely wrong, but... Yeah, I've seen speeches from Lee Kuan Yew. He was very intelligent, and he spoke like, you know, we need to, like, you know, develop our education and stuff like that. So he was a very forward-thinking sort of leader in that way. You're bad at history? No, that's fine. Second or third, it's okay. Don't stress. History's not about the small stuff. I think, because a lot of history education, people get tricked into thinking that history is a certain thing when it's not. It's not really about remembering dates and stuff. Obviously, like, the way that it's taught in a lot of schools is just like, remember this date, remember this date, remember this date. But that's really not what the study of history is about. It's like trying to understand the past. Why people did the things they did. And what we can learn from their actions and mistakes. It's just, it's very sad that a lot of history education does just boil down to, remember these dates, remember this name, remember this place. You're only on your 4th Prime Minister, gee, in 60 years. I think Lee Kuan Yew, he was Prime Minister for like 30, 40 years or something, right? But I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm pretty sure I remember reading, and I don't know if this is true, you can correct me if it is. Yeah, it's been like the same political party the whole time, right? Oh, you're on Wikipedia right now, there you go. It's been the same political party the whole time, right? I can't remember what it's called. I remember the party's, the color is blue. It's like that People's Action Party or something like that. Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. Oh, I actually got it right! I told you, I remember this stuff. I remember this stuff, see? When I get curious about things, it goes away in the vault, and it stays there until moments like this. And I suddenly look very impressive to people. People are like, this guy's a genius. But I just remember things. I just study things randomly and remember them occasionally. Yeah, history's more, it's more about understanding rather than... Understanding why. The why is a huge part of it. So I think you can probably divide it into a few questions. It's how did people live? Why did they do the things we do? And how can what they did teach us something about how we can live today? That's, I guess, the three questions that you can take from history. So you have to understand how people lived. Like, what did they do? What did they eat? You know? What sort of, like, culture did they have? All that sort of stuff. Why did they do those things? Is probably the more interesting question. And then the most interesting question, if you ask me, is what we can learn. How we can take what they did further. Yeah, it is just about remembering stuff. It's sad. That's really not what it should be. That's the way it is. Curriculums must be taught. Documents must be filed in an appropriate, timely manner. All that sort of stuff. Unfortunately, things get left behind sometimes. It shouldn't be that way, but it is, unfortunately. Alright, I mean, realistically, we're like... We've done what we need to here. The big thing is I would like to bring some science back with me, but I'm not going to be able to do that easily. Okay, I'm going to set up a couple of, production facilities. We're going to make some steel chests. Steel chest. There we go. I'm actually surprised I remembered the name of the political party. That actually, I'm surprised by that. But once something goes inside this archive, it stays there for a long time in some cases. Just randomly I'll think about stuff that I learnt a while ago. Sometimes I'll reread the stuff that I learnt. Just to, like, go over it again, just because I'm like, oh, you know. I want to refresh my memory on it. Alright, steel, green, red. Okay, so we want passive provider, storage, and requester. It's my party trick. We need to get more scrap. Why are we not scrapping stuff? Oh, I see the problem. Yeah, I think we need to turn these into, like, active providers or something. This is gonna, like, completely destroy the robotic network, but... I think it has to be done. Enough logistics storage space available, really? Even with all these chests I just put down, there's not enough? I find that hard to believe. There's no way there's not enough space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's a few more than 11 boxes here. I'm gonna pick some of them up, actually. Yeah, 25 should be fine. Is the longest you've stayed in a Factorio stream, you don't get it. To explain it like in like a couple sentences, basically, you want to go to space. So our goal is to get to the edge of the solar system. We've ended up somehow, we crash landed on this planet, Norvis. So we start up our base there, and then we have to go to these other planets to get resources so we can go further out. So different planets do different things. This first planet just has basic stuff. It's got like a bit of everything. Vulcanus is really good for metal. Fulgora is good for like technology. And Gleba has a lot of like biological stuff. So basically we need to use all of the powers of the different planets to get out of the solar system. Maybe we can find our way home. And you want to try and make everything as perfectly efficient as possible. Except I don't make things perfectly efficient. I make things scuffed. Probably wasn't a great explanation, but... It's basically, it's a factory management game. So you want to be as efficient as possible, you want to use good designs. It's a problem-solving game in a lot of ways. I think that there's probably... I'm so dumb. There's probably some degree of educational value from playing a game like this, in terms of just problem-solving skills. It teaches you how to come up with different solutions. You can watch RimWorld, but you can't with Factorio. That's fair enough. RimWorld is a lot more simplified. I do have RimWorld. Maybe I should play RimWorld one of these days. I haven't played RimWorld in years. I was really bad at RimWorld. But I mean, the game's designed that you will lose, right? Yeah, it's more narrative focused. This game is just pure simulation. RimWorld definitely has much more of a narrative focus. Yeah, the story is not important here. RimWorld's a good game. You know there's a multiplayer mod, Ashafang. I remember I watched a video where they played RimWorld with multiplayer. RimWorld likes to kill you, yeah. You can just be going fine, and then all of a sudden, what are they called? Those, mechanoids just come out of nowhere and just destroy everything. And it is what it is. That's part of the fun, right? Like, it's not unenjoyable. Like, it's a bit frustrating, sure. Like, it's like, man, I was on a really good run there. But half the fun is that, you know, you know you will lose at some point. Okay, I'm going to travel to Vulcanus. So we've picked up all the supplies that we can on Norvis. Now we're going to head to another planet to collect some more supplies. Then we're going to come over here and pick up everything. You don't survive super long. I don't remember what the longest I've survived is. How much did I play RimWorld? I don't think I played terribly much. I'll check on Steam how much I played. 14 and a half hours. That's not really that much. I think I did like 2 playthroughs. Did you get to change your location for your base in RimWorld? I know you can make more areas. Like, you can expand your base, right? Like, you can build more settlements. I never did that, but I know you can. You make 2 towns for you and your friend? The video that I saw where they were playing multiplayer, they were all in the same place. So basically each of them had a character, and they were... Like, it was like, obviously, like, rules that they'd agreed on. It was like, you control your own character. So, you know, you can't just select somebody else's character and make them do stuff. You have to tell them, hey, you should, like, do this job. And they might agree with you. Or they might just be like, no. Okay, so how are things actually going? Yeah, the big issue is power supply. Didn't buy the latest DLC. You have 145 hours. Nice. I haven't bought any of the DLCs. So I think when I played the game, when did I last play it? I last played in January 30th, 2019. So 6 years ago is the last time I played the game. Yikes. When I was playing it, I don't think there were DLCs. They hadn't made any DLCs yet. But the DLCs sound interesting, and I've always thought about, like, playing it again. It's definitely something I would consider. So thanks for the idea. It's definitely something I could play. But yeah, you're right. It's definitely more. It's a more approachable game. Even just from like an audience perspective, I think. And because you can buy into the narrative, whatever the narrative is that the person is putting down about the town. There's not really a narrative in this game. The narrative is I'm a madman and I need more resources. Which in itself is its own thing. The thing I like about Factorio is I don't really have to think too much. I can just use it as a ramble sesh. Or a yap sesh, as the kids these days say. There are choices for people to participate in. Oh, there's like Twitch integration, is there? Like proper Twitch integration. Because that sounds really interesting. I've wanted to do more Twitch integration type streams, but there's been no, like, games that have, like, been, like, a good fit for it. Oh, not that you know of. There probably is, like, a mod for it. Let's do a quick Google search. RimWorld, Twitch, integration. Yes. Twitch Toolkit. The toolkit allows viewers to vote on what happens and rewards them for playing. With coins that are spent on events and items in-game. That is so cool. That is so cool. If someone crashes down, the stream can decide to help, hold, or kill the hostage. Ah, okay. Oh, yeah. So it's like the streamer asks, like, what should we do? And then you let chat vote. Yeah, that makes sense. But this Twitch integration mod also sounds really cool. So you guys can actually shape the events that happen. And it's definitely something I would consider. Like, it sounds very exciting. But yeah, thanks for the inspiration. Like, I do appreciate it. I don't often get a lot of, suggestions that are, like, up my alley. Sometimes people suggest games for me that's, like... It's games that they like, and don't get me wrong. Like, people are allowed to have different tastes, but it's like, you know... It's not necessarily a game that I would play. And, like, I mean... It's not really my thing, sorry, but... I appreciate the suggestion. So it's good to get a suggestion. You don't want to be like, play this? No. if it does happen, it's not going to happen for a while. Because I don't really want to have Factorio and RimWorld going at the same time, you know? I feel like it's a bit of, like, management overload. Or maybe it doesn't have to be, because they're quite different games. Because I'm just trying to think, like, when would I stream it? Because I got a lot of stuff on my plate with streams. Because at this point, I'm at 5 streams a week. So I've got Factorio, Shadows of Doubt, and Nocturne on my single-player games. Multiplayer, it's Power World and Marvel right now, but obviously anything can change. But I don't want to just do, like, more streams. I feel like doing more streams would be a mistake. 5 is already probably too many. If I finish something, I could play it. Like, maybe when I finish Shadows of Doubt, this, like, modded playthrough. And I don't think it's going to take that long, because unfortunately the mods weren't as crazy as I was hoping. But the developers did say they're, like, they're making some updates in the future. So they're gonna, like, add proper mod support and stuff like that, which is really exciting. Okay. Probably should get increased mining productivity, but CBF. I want to get mech armor. This looks so cool. It's 5,000 electromagnetic science, though. There's no way I'm getting that anytime soon. Tesla weapon sounds cool. Tesla turrets. Tesla gun. It's kind of cool that like the technology Tesla. It's just named after Nikola Tesla. Your latest Shadows of Doubt is modded. Yes. It's very lightly modded. So like the main mods that are there is like there's some more dialogue options, there's a couple of new case types, there's a bit more variety for the murders. Like the killer like leaves some different notes and stuff. It's unfortunately not as much variety as I would like. It's very minor tweaks, but it does keep things fresh. But fairly minor. So don't go in expecting, like, a massively different game, unfortunately. But I'm looking forward to when they do add, like, proper mod support. Like Steam Workshop. And they are planning on adding more content, so I'm looking forward to that. But I'll play out this playthrough of Shadows of Doubt. Yeah, what's going to finish first? Shadows of Doubt or Factorio? I don't even know. Because we're pretty much done on Fulgora, for the most part. Gleba, I've heard, is really annoying. And Aquilo, I think, is going to be really hard. But we're, like, a decent chunk of the way there. We've got enough stuff set up that, like, things, like, move pretty quickly. Okay, let's request some of this stuff, too. Yeah. I'm sort of just running around right now. We just need more of that holmium ore. Unless we can get more holmium ore, we're not really getting anywhere anytime soon. So, is there a way that we can get more? I don't think there is. Because it's not like we can mine the ore. Like, there's not, like, patches that I'm aware of. There's not just, like, a patch of ore on the ground. It's like, this is holmium ore. The only way I think to get it is through scrap refining, or if we pick up some of the junk, we'll get some chunks. I probably shouldn't run around at night. But I will. This island was close enough, I figure we may as well explore. Yeah, we can get lots of scrap, but... yeah, scrap is the only resource on this planet. Scrap and the oil in the ocean. How do you, like, pollute so badly that your entire ocean becomes oil? Or, like, what's the situation where, like, an ocean becomes oil? I mean, I guess if, like, the planet, broke is the word I want to say. Like, the internal part of the planet or something somehow, like, broke. I don't know how to explain it. It's like all the stuff inside the planet leaked out, basically. That would probably partially explain it. It's like those magic 8 balls, you know, the pool balls that has, like, you know, you shake it and it's just like, you know, yes, no, whatever. The stuff inside those is like leaks, and it's like possibly radioactive. I think I remember hearing that like some of those things were actually like radioactive. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah. There's a decent amount here. It's not a small amount. There's like 19 pieces. So this machine's actually going at a decent rate. Not fast enough that it is actually getting a lot done, but yeah, so in my mind, it's like the planet broke internally, and so now all this stuff is like leaking out, and that's what made the ocean so scuffed and what caused everything to die. Yeah, it's a bit worrying. All the scrap is running out. Less than 200,000 scrap left. It's I'm so mad that this island over here couldn't connect, because there's like 68 million scrap on this island. That will like never run out. Like, it's almost impossible for it to run out. So the big problem with this island is there's not enough electricity. So I probably should put some extra accumulators on this island, because I actually am using this island for something. It's not just sitting there as like an idle base. It actually has a purpose. It has a porpoise. What's the difference between a porpoise and a dolphin? I know there's a difference, but I don't know what it is. Shit's already done, damn. Yeah, I'm not very good at biology. I don't really understand animals. Except for cats, obviously, being one. Most certainly. Yeah, there's like no accumulators. It's a big issue. Yeah, I should just get rid of the solar panels. They do basically nothing, honestly. They do nothing except just take up space. Like, the solar panels work at, what is it? It's like 20% functionality on this planet. Not good. I need some of these. So if we can put down enough accumulators, this area will just be powered, like, permanently, basically. Okay, Okay, so as of right now, it has no power. I think that's about as many accumulators as we can fit. I mean, we can do smaller systems, but... Okay, so somehow, someway, I've accidentally split the base in half. 165 accumulators. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's right. So they're all connected now. There's not a whole lot, but this is really about as much space as we can fit. So during night, this place is alive and buzzing. It's a roaring success. During the day, dead. Dead quiet. Speaking of, I should probably put a request for, turbines. Say 20 turbines from Norvis. It makes sense, because it's much faster than just building them, because these are actually quite good. These steam turbines. You might not think that they do a whole lot, but they actually make a big difference in terms of just basic power generation. They can keep things going for quite some time, even just on their own. Okay, I think I will actually scrap some blue circuits here. We've certainly got enough in storage. It's acceptable to scrap, I think. And that gives us some green and reds that we can use. Okay, that works, that works. The problem is we don't want to scrap too many. There probably is a way that I could use, those cables that Mr. Nightmare taught me to make it not break. Let's try it out, let's try it out. Let's see if we can make it work. So I want to tie this machine. Ah, well. That already doesn't quite work. So tie this to this. Okay. Enable, disable. Read contents. Set filters? No. Pulse hold. I don't know. Is there a way to do... Logistics network, here we go, connect. Enable, disable. If blue circuit is less than 2000. It's greater than 2000? Okay, what's the problem? Okay, yep, so it's greater than or equal to 2,000. That's 2,000. Okay, so now... if there's at least 2,000 blue circuits in the storage network, it'll keep going. If it goes below 2,000, it'll stop. That makes me feel better. So we don't actually need the cable, I don't think. So it's a separate thing. So it's logistic connection. Interesting. Well, there you go. I just taught that to myself, guys. I'm very proud that I was able to teach that to myself.